I would like to give a special nail addict shout out to Sammy the Goat, April Shorty, Miss Black Sheep Does Nails, and I Love Nails for being the first word to comment on my last video. Thank you.
Am I really that much handle? Breaking these niggas down like a demo. You don't really know you.
Hey y'all, welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Sheena, and if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get into today's set. So as you can see, it is a gelic set, and to start off, I'm going to go ahead and etch the inside of my nails. I typically do this, like if I'm not recording, I don't know, it's just like second nature. I do go ahead and etch the inside of my nails first, just because when you're using your e-file to do it, you know, you get those shavings, and I don't like when it sticks on my primer and stuff like that. So I do like to do this firsthand. So I'm just etching in the inside with my e-file at a very low speed. You don't need it high at all. You can also etch the inside of your full cover tips with primer. The full cover tips that I am using today are ones that I got off Amazon, and I will link them down below. First steps first with prep, I'm going to go ahead and lightly push back all of my cuticles just to expose any dead skin that may be there. This is the first most important step when prepping your nails for any type of nail set because it does prevent lifting when you remove that dead skin. So now I'm taking a ball bit and I'm going around my cuticle area, and I'm just removing as much dead skin as I can. I love this bit because it's really comfortable. I go at about 3 to 4 RPMs and it just effortlessly cleans everything up. If you need to go on your skin just a bit, you can also go there. It won't nip you at all. You do want to make sure that you're not staying in one area though, just because it's not safe. I'm sure it can burn you that way. But otherwise, this is like one of my favorite bits to clean up around my cuticle area is the ball bit. And then I'm going to take my mandrel with the fine grit sanding man. I think it's like a 180. And I'm going to go ahead and just rough up the surface of my natural nail. Again, this does help with adherence to any product that you're going to put on your nails, whether it's just regular gel polish. Well, regular gel polish on your natural nails, I probably would just use a buffer, but you get the point. You want to buff it and like put some scrapes in it. So now I'm going in with a dehydrator and that does remove any oils from your nail bed. And then I'm going to go in with a primer, which also again helps with different products to adhere. So I'm going to be using my trusty dust, the Savlon 6-in-1 Nail Extend Glue Gel for today. I have been using McCart's 3-in-1 Nail Glue Gel, and it is amazing, but I ran out. And I always have Savlon on deck. I feel like Savlon is one of my favorite brands. I have quite a few, but Savlon is definitely one of my favorites. I use a lot of their products. So I just put a bit of that into my full cover tip, and then I went in at a 45-degree angle, and I'm using my Savlon flashy light, and I'm going to cure that for about 10 seconds just to get it to stay. And then I will repeat that over all of my nails, watching that gel go from cuticle to free edge and just giving it a quick flash cure. Once I do get all of the nails applied, I'm then going to go into my bigger lamp and do a full 60-second cure. Then I'm taking my Pana 8088 grit hand file, and I'm just going to file the free edge area and take that little tab off of each of the nails that is my next step once they are fully cured onto my fingers. And then I'm going in with my 180 sanding band again, and that's just going right around that cuticle to make it a bit more flush, to remove any spillage that might be there as well. And typically this is the only thing that I do use an e-file on when I'm doing my Gel X nails. It just makes it look a lot more seamless, and to me it does help with lasting a bit longer. And then I'm going to go ahead and just buff the shine off of all the nails. And this just preps them for any nail designs that you may go in to do. So the color for today is Berry Bliss from the Madame Glam birthday collection. And this is the one I was telling y'all that I used and did not find out that it was glow in the dark till days later. And I already had the video together. I was too lazy to add that in, but I did do another set with one of these cat eye gels where I actually did show the glow in the dark effect. So we have that coming up soon here, and it's a pretty cute set. So I'm gonna take and paint the index with the full coat of the Berry Bliss. And for this, because I already did my right hand off camera, so that one's already done with the design and everything. I always typically, like if I'm gonna wear the nail set for the week, I typically do my right hand first, just so I can kind of see what I want to do, and then I'll record my left hand on camera for you guys so you can see what I came up with. So being that I've already done it, I knew what to do, and I did not cure anything just yet, but I did go ahead and move over to my middle finger, and I'm going to make a V-tip French on this finger here with Berry Bliss. So I'm using my McCart nail art brush, a 15 millimeter, and I'm going to just map out where I want my French to be, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill all of that in. How was everybody's weekend? My weekend was pretty okay. I just relaxed. I had a 3-day weekend because of the holiday, which was absolutely amazing. It was such a relaxing weekend where I absolutely did nothing. 4th of July, I think I already told y'all that in my last video, about my sister and her kids came over, and we just enjoyed family time. It was very, very nice, very peaceful. Very nice weekend. I hated to see it end and for Monday to start. I dread Mondays. They are the worst, but I love my job and its flexibility. I got up this morning at 4 and started working, and after 6 hours, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw in the towel today. So I worked 6 hours. I'm proud of myself. I did work more than half of a day, but I couldn't keep going. I had to let the day go. So Mondays for me are rough. Are Mondays okay for everybody else? Comment down below and let me know. It's like one of my roughest days, and these past couple of months I've been pushing myself to work Mondays because I feel that we're going to have overtime coming up soon, and I want myself to be prepared to include Monday as an actual work day because it wasn't for the longest. Now Fridays is not a work day, but I don't mind working on a Friday. It's just Mondays that get me. So jumping back into this set, on the pinky, I'm just taking Berry Bliss and going across just a random diagonal line across this nail here. And then I'm just going to straighten it out how I want. And then I'm also going to do the exact same thing on my thumb. At the point that I get my line created on my thumb, I will then stick my entire hand in my lamp for 30 seconds. So I sped this up a bit. I'm just going over everything with a second coat this go around. Once I get all the second layers on all of my nails, I then will go in with the magnet to make the effect on all of the nails. I think this color was so pretty. Most cat eye gels that I use look just wonderful without the effect. And then, of course, that effect makes everything come to life so much more. But this was a very girly, cutesy set, and I really, really enjoyed it. So for today, I'm going to be encapsulating some of these flowers and glitters. I have these hearts, and then I have some butterflies as well that I'm going to encapsulate onto the nail today. So I'm basically showing you how to encapsulate on a Gelix nail. So I'm going to put down some base gel on my ring finger. We'll start there. And this is just so that I'm able to place some of those glitters and flowers onto the wet base gel. So you want to put a good amount. You don't have to overflood your nail, just enough so that there's a nice layer for the glitters and the flowers to lay in. So I'm going to grab these flowers first, and I got them off Amazon. I will link them down below. Very easy to use, super cute, and I think it came with like a different design too. It took me forever to find these, so I'm going to try to find the rest of them as well, because I do like encapsulating flowers in the summer. I feel like it's so summertime. But I am just patting that into the wet base gel, and the flower lays down beautifully. Like, you don't have to do much. I was able to put on all my glitters without any problem at all. With these flowers, it just sat on the base gel perfectly. So once I got the flowers to lay down, I started just placing some purple butterflies and purple hearts onto this nail, and then I will cure that for 30 seconds to keep everything into place in that base gel. And then for my pinky and my thumb, I'm doing the same thing. So I'm applying a layer of base gel. But for these two, I'm only going to apply the purple butterflies and hearts. And I'm going to do that on the bottom portion of the nail. Once I do cure each finger. Once I finish the pinky, I go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds. And then I do the thumb and cure that for 30 seconds as well. I hope that everyone is having an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be. And as always, I thank you so very much for taking the time to watch my videos. It's appreciated. If you are new to my channel, welcome to the Nail Addict family. And I thank you so much for joining me on my nail journey. If you've been subscribed to the channel, I love you so much, and I'm very thankful and grateful for you all. I'm going to be using this Beetles Builder gel in a bottle. I also pulled out the Savilon one because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use. But the Beetles one had a lot in it because I haven't really ever used it. I do not like Builder gel in a bottle. It is very hard to work with. I definitely need to invest in a clear Builder gel in a jar because I do like working with Builder gel in a jar. And I'm going to start doing some videos with Builder gel in a jar because I do really like, using them, and I have quite a few from Madam Land that I can showcase and show off. So basically I took the brush with enough of the Builder gel on it, and I'm just working it down the nail, making sure it does cover those flowers fully, the glitters fully. I should have put a slip layer first and then went back in, but it just threw me off, the consistency and how it was maneuvering with the Builder gel in a bottle. In a bottle. I don't like it. I don't like using a gel brush to apply Builder gel. But once I got it on, I cleaned the sides and I flipped my finger over for about 10 seconds to let the Builder gel self-level, and then I did give that a cure. Coming back out of the light, I'm doing the same thing with my pinky. Now this also does give your Gel X a bit of strength, adding a thin layer of Builder gel. So if you just wanted to give your Gel X nails more strength, you can do this just on a regular occasion. You can just put the Builder gel over the nails. Typically the Builder gels that I'm going to do will be with full cover tips. So there's other ways to kind of reinforce your nails with Gel X if you like. I typically don't do it because typically I, nor my clients, nor my children, anybody I do not have problems with Gel X. Their problem with Gel X is that it won't come off. But like breaking, chipping, being weak, we don't have those issues over here. But again, there are ways if you struggle to reinforce your Gel X nails. And I'll do some more videos with that as well, showing you how to put extra strength into a Gel X nail. But this method is my favorite. It's very long lasting, super easy, very beginner friendly. So it's a go-to for me. And now I'm just finishing up my thumb with the exact same method. So I was really out of frame with the rest of the nail, so I'm just leaving off with my thumb, and I'm basically just buffing over this nail to make sure everything is nice and smooth and that those glitters are nice and encapsulated. The nail is smooth. The nail doesn't have any bumps, lumps, anything like that. That's typically what I do when I'm encapsulating with Gel X. I'll take a buffer and go over it and just smooth everything out. Now I'm taking my Pana 8080 grit hand file and I'm just filing the sides, the free edge of those nails. I'm also going to lightly file the top if I do feel like there's any lumps or bumps in it. Very lightly. I will use the hand file to smooth that out. But typically it's just to reshape it from the gel. Because sometimes when you're applying that builder gel, the shape is taken away from it depending what happens when you flip over and then cure. So just cleaning everything up on the nails here with my hand file and my buffer. For the middle finger, I'm going into top coat and I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds because I'm going to place a rhinestone placement here. So I typically like to top coat the bottom first, whatever I want it to be, so that I don't have to worry about trying to top coat around rhinestones, because that is the worst. You don't want to top coat your rhinestones, but I have a problem with top coating around them. So it's better for me to top coat first, because I will top coat right over those rhinestones. But I'm using this colorful rhinestone wheel and some of these crystal rhinestones here for today's very simple placement on my ring finger, or excuse me, middle finger. So I'm using my Macart rhinestone glue and just placing some right down the center. I'm going to place a diamond there and then some of the round rhinestones for the crystal and like little purple pink ones, and then I'll give that a cure. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and top coat the rest of my nails and give it a 30-second cure. Off camera, I do apply some cuticle oil, and I'll be back in just a moment with the final look. And here is the finished set. Super cute, super girly. I love the encapsulated glitters. It's just really festive, really nice. I just love this set. But comment down below and let me know what you think of this really cute set. And if you've made it this far into the video, I definitely would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future sets. I thank you all for joining me today, and I'll see you in my next one. Remember to be the very best you that you can be, and much love to all.